Today's morning power up call. Again, I almost don't want to start. You guys are killing it in the chats. I'm looking right now at the live chat. You guys are doing this Ronnie Coleman copywriting thing. It's too much fun, right? Like you guys have a lot of fun on these morning power ups. I like that we get to do them live. Again, I almost don't want to start because it's so good. Let's talk about today's announcements, and then we'll dive into the lesson. It's gonna be a short lesson. I'm gonna cover I'm going to scratch the surface of a really important concept today on the daily lesson. It's something I talk about extensively in the new boot camp. Quick, as far as announcements go, yesterday we did our live student copy review, broke a bunch of cool stuff down. Great call, a lot of fun stuff. I was super sleep deprived, basically like I am right now. I haven't really slept in like a week or two, not anything significant. So you got unfiltered Andrew. Andrew just like letting loose and sharing some advanced stuff. So it was a good call. We broke down in the middle of it. We broke down this really viral video ad that was related to one of the pieces of copy. It was really fun. We did a lot of really fun, different things on this copy review call. I announced a big change that's going to happen to the campus once the boot camp is released, which I'm not going to tell you guys about unless you guys want to go watch the video, because that's just what I do as a copywriter. Sometimes I leave a little bit of mystery to get you guys and to incentivize you guys to go and consume this content. I know it's going to help you be more successful. So you guys now know about that and know where to go find it. So let's talk about this idea of meeting people where they are in this first step of communication. Now, when you're trying to persuade and influence somebody, you have to first meet them where they are. The technical concept is called pacing and leading, right? Have you ever, if you drive, right? If you're American, you probably have experienced this because we drive a lot. If you're European and you take like buses and stuff, then maybe you won't understand this. But for us Americans that drive cars, I usually go, so my reward for the day, once I've accomplished a couple of my big tasks, my reward is and I don't have like a super fancy car. I just drive a Mustang 5.0. It's a fun car. It's standard. I go tear around in it. It's a lot of fun, right? But that's my reward for the day. Once I've done some really good stuff and I want to like boost my happiness and my positivity, I go hop in my car and I go rip around some mountain roads. Is what I do. But there's an interesting thing that happens when you drive, right? When you drive and let's say there's a car in the right-hand lane and they're going slow, right? If you pull up beside them, right, and go to pass them, and they see that you're now passing them and you're right at the same spot as they are, they'll often like speed up as well, right? So you'll be going and then they'll catch up and they'll like follow you, right? They'll like, because you now are speeding up, they will speed up, right? And if you start to slow down, they'll slow down. And they'll do it subconsciously. You look over and the driver's not even looking at you. He's just driving. But for some reason, he kind of matches the person, right? Now, if you blow past him, it doesn't happen, right? If I go and like tear past him in my 5.0, they just stay back there and eat my dust, right? But if I go up and creep up beside them, they tend to end up following wherever I go, right? Human communication is the exact same way, right? I see this play out probably most clearly with my kids. And it's funny, I think Jordan Belfort made an example of this in the straight line persuasion system when he talks about it, specifically with kids, right? Like if my son is all angry and upset, if I show up, I'm like, hey, James, it's time to go do this or whatever, and I try to be all calm and relaxed, it doesn't super work. I have to go kind of match his energy and show up all wild and rambunctious, and then I can lead him somewhere else. If he's currently focused on something, I have to immerse myself in what he's currently focused in so then I can lead him to whatever I want him to do. Like, hey, it's time to go do some push-ups or whatever, right? The same thing happens with all forms of communication. When you show up to speak to somebody, you kind of have to sit where they are and then take them to where they need to go. You need to think where they're at emotionally. You need to look at the conversation they're having in their head, and you start there. Now, this is a general concept. Once you start there, you talk there, you kind of bump with them, then you can take them somewhere else. Then you can teach them some cool new thing. Then you can tease some new idea. But if you just show up and let's say they're here geographically in their mind and you're talking about stuff over here or something way below or way above their level or something they don't care about, there's no connection and you can't lead them anywhere. You just, you're going to be the guy who just blows past and talk about some random stuff, and they're going to stay exactly the same, exactly where they are. There's different levels of awareness. There's different levels of sophistication. There's different desires and pains that people are experiencing. And that's why I tell you guys to do research, is so you can find out where they are now so you can meet them there, right? I had some examples inside of the review call yesterday of people not doing that. And I've had examples of this yesterday. I saw it a lot in the Ask Professor Andrew channel and the questions I was answering. So I figured we talk about it. I'm going to bring the example up that we went over yesterday, one of the examples. one of the 5 students submitted an outreach sequence. It was like an old school outreach sequence with like automated follow-ups and all this stuff. So we tore it down and we rebuilt it back up. We did a bunch of cool stuff with it. But one of his follow-ups, I think it was his first follow-up, started off, he was reaching out to solar leads, and it was like a super educational one, but it wasn't personalized. It wasn't like meeting them where they were. It was like, hey, did you know that Facebook has over 175 million users in the United States? It's the largest thing in the world. Like, it was like super educational about how big and great it is to run Facebook ads, how important Facebook is. Which, if you're talking to a solar company business owner, like, they understand that. They completely understand that about Facebook. They just don't know how to do it or if it's even possible, right? But coming in and like lecturing them on hey, here is a thing you might have heard of it. It's called Facebook. Is starting a conversation in a completely different place from where they are mentally right now. They have 1 to 3 problems that they're thinking about currently. You have to go there and talk to those because that's where they're at. If you go over here and try and like talk down to them or patronize them or talk to them about something they don't care about or something that's something they learned about, I don't know, 10 years ago when Facebook was like first starting to be a thing, then if you're down here talking to them while they're up here, you're never going to have the connection you need to actually lead them somewhere good. You got to find where they are, meet them there, talk to them in a manner that matches what they are currently feeling, currently thinking, their stage of awareness, all that stuff, which is why I teach you guys to go do research. You meet them there, and then you take them where you want them to go. Happens on your sales calls. This is why you can't show up on a sales call and just like pitch them an idea, right? Like, hey, look, here's what we need to do. Like, you've got to first get to know them, connect with them, find out where they are, find out where their business is, and then you can then lead them to where you want to go. That's how you do it, man. That's how you play the game. If you skip a step and you just try and talk to them, it's like you just blow past them and they'll never follow. If your goal is to influence somebody, right? If you just want to drive and have fun and just talk about fun stuff and like ramble on, but dude, just ramble on, have fun, right? A lot of people enjoy doing it. But if you want to lead somebody somewhere, if you want to take a prospect, a reader, a customer, and take them from where they are now to a better place in their life and provide a lot of value and receive a lot of money in the process, make a lot of money, you have to first meet people where they are. You need to first learn that. Now, I said when I first started this, I'm scratching the surface of a much larger concept. There's a lot of nuance to this. There's a lot of questions you can ask yourself to find out where they are. And I'm going to cover all those in the new boot camp. But for now, just ask yourself, where are they? What do they know? What are they currently thinking about? What do they feel? And meet them there, right? The first part of a sales page is usually about connecting with them about their problems and relating to them before you can then like teach them stuff, right? Ask yourself, where are they at? And then go there with your communication and then take them where you want to go, right? That's how you do. That's step 1 of communication, step 1 of influence. You guys can't skip it. You got to do your research so you know where they're at. And then you need to actually perform that step by communicating to them and resonating with them where they are at the current stage when you start talking to them. So keep that in mind, guys. Quick, short, daily lesson. It's coming in the boot camp. I'm gonna give you guys significantly more information. I get a lot of questions to students that are like, when is the boot camp coming out? Are you going to teach this in the boot camp? And to both of those, I say yes. The boot camp, I mean, as you can tell, I'm not sleeping very much. I'm answering questions inside of the Ask Professor Andrew channel. I am doing my live calls like this one right here and the one we did yesterday. And I'm working on building the boot camp. I want you guys to take a moment and appreciate the scope of what we're putting together here, of what the boot camp currently covers and what the boot camp is going to cover, the new updated version. It's huge. Basically, you can show up here and all you want is to make more money and want to learn more about business. And I'm going to teach you everything about how business works, how online businesses work, how markets work, how communication works, how every single marketing funnel known to man currently works, how to write every single step of those things, how to write better, how to write more persuasively, how to communicate, how to build entry, how to tell stories, everything. And then I'm going to tell you how to go find businesses to partner with and how to reach out to them, how to communicate with them, how to hold sales calls, how to do body language, everything from start to finish. It's an immense, massive scope, right? You guys are asking about SEO. Do I teach this? I'm going to teach you guys everything. This course is going to have absolutely everything. So the only thing that slows me down is answering questions about people asking me what's going to be inside the boot camp. So if you have like a question about like when it's coming out or whatever, just know that every time you ask that, it adds at least 5 to 10 minutes to the overall time that it's going to take me to continue to film this. So just keep that in mind moving forward, right? If you want to ask, I'll still answer because I'm a really nice guy and I like to answer those questions in there. But just know that if you ask that particular question, you just added 5 minutes to the release date. And again, if enough people do that, it's not going to be pretty. So trust me, I'm working like insanely like hard. to build this entire thing out and film this out in a way that is extremely easy for you guys to understand. You can go through quickly and you can start making money and helping people relatively quickly inside this program. So keep that in mind, guys. It's been a good couple of weeks. It's been a good day so far. It's been a good call. I'm happy we got the chance to talk. For the next 2 days, the power up call is going to be kind of a random times, a little bit different. So pay attention to the announcements channel. Pay attention to the live video announcements channel, because the schedule's gonna be a little disrupted this weekend, but we're gonna keep pushing through, and I'll make sure I get to you guys every single day with a nice live power up call like this, where I answer questions, teach some cool ideas, and point you guys in the right direction. My friends, it's been a fun call. It's been a good time to talk. I'll talk with you guys again tomorrow. Let's go out. Let's get it.